So hey guys, this is going to be a troubleshooting video on little hidden objects in Ableton. Just kind of more troubleshooting. Like, I know a lot of you who've been taking my course, and I was doing a lot of the course in Ableton 9, and in Ableton 10 it looks a little different, and there are a couple objects hidden that you can't find. So I just kind of want to go over basics of this. So I'm going to start off with really basic stuff, and then I'll get into where the automation and that kind of stuff is hidden at, or just closed, basically. And so right off the bat, if you go down to the very bottom corners of Ableton, you're going to see these little arrows. You're also going to see an arrow up the top left up here. If you click on that, and you may know this already, this is kind of old, but I'll get into some more hidden areas soon. But if you click on that, it's going to show all of your, the top left arrow is going to show all of your effects and like your sounds and that kind of stuff. If you go to the bottom arrow down here and open this up, this is going to show you like where your clips or your MIDI clips would be at. So if I close that and say you can access that same thing, actually I'm sorry, this is your clips, the bottom right. The bottom left is a window that shows information of anything you scroll over with your mouse. Like if I scroll over there, it'll show you this is a clip. If I come up here, it'll show you right there that this is the draw mode. If I go over to key, it shows you this is a key. It also shows you a key command. See, so whatever I scroll over, my mouse will show up on this little block right here, and that's what this arrow is. That'll hide that. This window right here, which is by this arrow, up and down, is your clip. So basically, if I go onto a clip right here and I double click on it, it's going to open that clip window. And then if the information window is gone because this left window is closed. If I click on that, it'll show the information and move the clip information over. And then if you don't need the information, you can just close that. Also, if you don't need to see your effects and stuff and you want a little more space, you can close that. Okay, and then on the next little, I'm going to close the clip or hide it basically. Also, you can see right now on this, on my main screen, you don't see the mixing board and stuff, and that is over here. So if I click over here, it's going to open up my my I/O, which is my routing and master and that kind of stuff. Here is going to be your sends, which is your busing sends, and then and if you don't have any busing sends created, then it's not going to show it. And right here is going to be your returns. So if, like, when you bus something, it'll go to your returns right here. That'll be your master bus for your returns. If I don't want to see that track, I can just hide it. So these are just basically hiding different items. This is going to be your mute. So right here, if you want to hide your mutes, you can just basically click that, and it'll hide your volumes and your volumes and your mutes. D is just this little area right here, and that's not really for backing tracks. You don't really need to know about this, and also this next one is for like your A/B, which is more for DJs. So I usually just leave those completely shut. But if you need them, say you want to rework something else or another video you've seen, you can turn those on and have access to them there. Now, as far as your automation on this side, if you double click on the window and you're not seeing automation, little automation lines, and you basically just click right here on this little thing right here. I have no idea what it's called, but if we open the information window, it'll tell us what it's called. So this is hide show envelope box. Okay, so it's the envelope box. So anyhow, and now you can get to your automation. So now you can go through and you can automate, your stuff, whatever you have selected right now. The volume is selected. So if I want transpose, I can transpose it. If I want, whatever I want. But that's how you get to the automation if you don't see it when you click on a clip here. Now, for something to automate, you do have to have it warped. If you don't have it warped and you click on it, your automation still won't show up. So you have to warp that. And if you're warping it, I would just go ahead and if it's not warped and you have to warp it, then I would just warp it and take this to Complex Pro, and that way make sure you're not going to get any weird little objects and weird sounds going on. Again, and this one over here is going to show your launch. This has to do with triggering. But if you don't need that, you can just close that off. That's more for DJing, or if you're going from song to song. And again, you can go over here and scroll over the top of that, and your information box will tell you what that is. Hide my information box. All right, so that's where those things are located at. And now we're going to go over to the second window over here, and that's how you go back and forth between windows if you don't know. Or you can just hit the tab key on your keyboard. And over here, let me drag a song over. All right. So actually, if I play in a song over here, real quick, on this side, stop it and click over here, you're going to see everything's muted out on this side. And now to get that unmuted, so you're playing this side, so even if I press play, even though it still looks like it's playing over here, it's not. It's actually playing on the other side. So to activate this side, when it's in this mute mode, you have to go up here and click on this little orange icon. All right, and then now this side, now this window will be activated. And I'm clicked on this top clip. That's why you're seeing the MIDI stuff. And the same thing down here. If I don't want to see some of the MIDI stuff, I can close certain objects. You know, this is the envelope. This is the song. What is this one called? The actual term. Note box. So I can close the note box, but I just leave them open. Close that. But anyhow, so now the question I actually got was, on my video, I actually show how to automate parameters that usually show up right here. Now this is kind of weird. If you're not seeing this, you would think they'd be down here, you know, where all these other ones are at. You know, you can hide that. But the on 10, it's not like that. On 10, your automation envelopes are not, or automation pull downs, excuse me, are not the same way there are in 9. 9, they're just there. You actually have to go up here and click on this little icon right here. If I call out my info window and scroll over that, this is called show hide automation lines. So it's kind of a new thing they did for 10. So if I click on that, now your automation lines show up. And you can pull, like right now, if I start moving this line around, I'm actually doing the mixer on and off. And if I pull down, I can go to track pan. So now I'm actually automating the track pan. So now it's panning to the right, panning to the left, or I can add another thing and have that one, have this half pan to the right and this half pan to the left. I'll undo all that. Or you can go and you can automate different track volume. If I click on a track that has effects, like, let me go down here to my drums. I have a compressor on there. Yeah. So if I double click also on the drum track there, you can see the effects that are on that track. But if I go down here and click on right down here, it says drums or other. If I click on this and then move it over to this area, now you can actually see that clip. Whoops. Click back on drums. I was still in the clip. So I'm in the clip now. So with the drums, you can see the drums are, I mean, the waveform is here. If I click on this side, where you can see the effects, now you can see the effects. I can click back on the wave. So you can see the wave down here, and you can see the effects for that track. Okay. So anyhow, so that's where the automation is. This is where the where your if you're on a clip, say if you're on a clip and you're seeing effects, but you actually want to go through and edit the waveform, you just go down here and click on the waveform. All right, and then the other little thing is a lot of people when you're automating. I had a video on using a foot switch and just going up and down with the foot switch, and you won't see that on your down here on your click or anything like that until you actually hit the I'm sorry, it's not. I'm on the wrong screen. That's why I'm not seeing it at all. Turn this back off. All right, so if I'm on this, I had a video that was basically going from this track, and you can have a good foot controller to just move it down like that, and you can't see the up and down arrows here until you hit MIDI. And then when you hit MIDI, this sets you into, like the other video in the course, shows you how to actually set the parameters for this. But then after you hit MIDI, then what'll unhide is all of your play up and down, your play button over here. And if you notice when I hit MIDI again, all that goes away. All right, so that is a quick tip on troubleshooting of if you just can't find certain areas. That's why there's a lot of little arrows and little boxes. But again, look here. If you can't find something, make sure these are activated. If you can't find a window, a certain window, just use the arrows up and down. That just means they're hidden. There's 3 of them on the front page, and also there's 3 of them on the back page right here. This right here just showing your clips. That's more for programming, not really for backing tracks. And then, and one last time, just real quick, to show the automation, if you're not seeing the automation lines or the drop downs right here, you would have to click on Show Automation there. And that will show all your automation. And what else? And then also on a clip, you can go back you can go back and forth down here between the effects on that clip or the actual waveform. And again, that's the same thing down here. If you click on a clip here, you can go back and forth between the waveform or the effects. So no matter which window you're in, you can go back and forth between the effects and the waveform on that clip. So anyway, I hope that helped you guys, and that is a quick tip I'm going to add to the course right now, just in case you guys are getting kind of hung up on that. All right, hope that helps.